I thought I was done for death, felt certain at that moment. Thank God the truck finally came to a stop just in the nick of time, but things went from bad to worse. A massive swarm of killer bees suddenly came pouring out of the truck. The unlucky driver was instantly engulfed by the swarm. Desperate to survive, he bolted from the cab looking for somewhere to hide. My daughter and I were terrified. Within minutes, the truck driver collapsed and died right there on the spot. What made matters even worse was that his body attracted even more killer bees. In the blink of an eye, millions of bees had completely surrounded our car. I immediately called for help, and the rescue team arrived on scene quickly. They'd never dealt with anything like this before. Their first attempt was to use fire extinguishers to drive the swarm away, but those killer bees clung to the car like they were glued on. It was completely useless. While the rescue team was trying to figure out what to do next, several queen bees somehow managed to squeeze into the car through the air vents. The rescue workers told us not to move a muscle. Any sudden movement could set them off. Then, disaster struck. One of the queen bees crawled onto my daughter's face. As it inched toward her eye, my daughter didn't hesitate. She swatted it dead with one slap. But the stinger was left embedded in her face. Almost immediately, my daughter went into anaphylactic shock and couldn't breathe. Fortunately, we had an epinephrine injector in the car. Without thinking twice, I jabbed the needle into her. After a few tense moments, her breathing finally stabilized. But before I could even catch my breath, another queen bee flew straight at my neck. A sharp, searing pain hit me, and suddenly I couldn't breathe. The rescue workers on the phone frantically tried to calm me down, telling me to open another injector, whatever was left might ease my symptoms. But just as my trembling hands tore open the package, everything went black, and I passed out. In that critical moment, my daughter grabbed the needle and plunged it into my thigh. Slowly, my symptoms began to ease. Soon after, backup arrived at the scene. They immediately grabbed their spray equipment and started blasting the swarm. But after just a few bursts, the sprayer suddenly quit working. Turned out the power intake was completely clogged with dead bees. Then, at the worst possible moment, the truck's fuel tank exploded and burst into flames. The crew had no choice but to drop everything and focus on putting out the fire. That's when one of the firefighters suddenly noticed something. These killer bees seemed to be afraid of smoke. He quickly brought over a blower and directed all the thick smoke from the burning truck straight toward our trapped car. Incredibly, it actually worked. As the smoke grew thicker and thicker, the bees covering the car finally started getting agitated and began flying off into the air. The firefighters seized the opportunity, yanked open the car door, and pulled my daughter and me to safety. While my daughter and I narrowly escaped, the passerby who'd been stung earlier wasn't so lucky. His face was swollen like rising dough, and his airways were crawling with bees. The firefighters immediately sprang into action, carefully using a vacuum to extract the bees from his throat. After emergency treatment, the man finally regained consciousness and was out of danger.